If you think addict means some extreme story that doesn't touch you, look at your day. The snack you didn't want, the scroll you didn't plan, the drink you earned, the tab you opened to avoid one hard email. An addict, in this sense, isn't a person. It's a pattern. You feel tension. You reach for relief. And the relief keeps the loop alive. Jung and Gabor Maté explain the same loop in 2 languages. And then I'll give you one simple protocol you can use today, so craving stops feeling like a moral failure and starts reading like a signal. Now let's look at what this loop is built on. Start with what you can see from the outside. Craving. Bargaining. Dull. Hiding. One more. Then I'm done. You promise yourself a clean reset tomorrow, because tomorrow feels like a different person with different rules. The behavior looks impulsive, but the structure is consistent. You feel a hit of tension. Then you run a script that buys you a few minutes of calm. Jung's frame is that compulsion becomes a substitute for meaning and connection, not in a lofty, poster way, in a mechanical way. When life feels flat, disconnected, or unreal, you don't just want pleasure. You want something that makes you feel something, and you want it fast. Put in plain terms, you chase the thing because you can't face the emptiness it's covering. The substance, the screen, the work binge, the porn, the food, the drama, they all do the same job. They fill space you don't know how to sit in. Jung also has this shadow idea that people overcomplicate. Keep it simple. There are parts of you learned to push away: neediness, anger, grief, envy, fear, even basic wants. And once they get shoved into the basement, they don't disappear. They start running the system from down there. So you walk around saying, "I don't even want this," while another part of you keeps pulling the lever because it's the only part that still knows how to get relief. Now switch language to Maté, and the picture sharpens. Maté treats addiction as pain management, not pleasure chasing. The question stops being why the addiction and turns into why the pain. And pain here doesn't mean only the big headline stuff. It also means the stress load you carry every day, the shame you keep recycling, the loneliness you don't admit, the numb fog where nothing feels real unless it's intense. If you live with that kind of background noise, then a quick hit of relief isn't indulgence. It's self-medication, even when it's wrecking your life. Once you get that, the brain part makes sense. Short-term relief trains the brain. Then the brain starts demanding the relief on schedule. You're not only dealing with desire, you're dealing with a learned prediction. When I feel this, I do that, and it works right now. So the loop tends to run like this. Trigger, then tension, then the relief behavior, then brief calm, then cost, then more tension, because now you've got consequences plus the same pain you started with. It's a clean little machine that makes tomorrow worse while making right now feel bearable, which is why willpower fails. You're fighting a circuit that pays out fast and charges you later, and you're trying to be strong inside the exact moment your brain is screaming for immediate relief. That's a bad fight to pick. You need a decision gate. Craving is data, not an order. There's also a timing piece that helps. Urges tend to rise, peak, and fall if you don't feed them. Not because you become enlightened, but because the body can't stay at max activation forever. Your job isn't to win forever. Your job is to not add fuel during the short window where the wave is tallest. So use a simple protocol. Name it, place it, replace it. Name it means you label the need under the urge, not the behavior. The need. Soothe. Andre, you're wow. soothe, connect.py, escape.out, prove. If you can't name the need, you'll keep treating the urge like a random attack. Place it means you locate it in your body and tag it. Tight chest, buzzing hands, hot face, heavy stomach. You're turning I must into a sensation you can watch, which gives you just enough space to choose. Replace it means one minimum viable action that meets the same need with less damage. If it's connection, text one person you free for a 5-minute call. If it's escape, take a 5-minute walk with no phone. If it's soothe, do a hot shower or make tea and drink it slowly. Not as a reward. Why? As a substitute circuit. Then add a constraint. Remove access where you can do it cleanly and add tiny friction right at the relapse point. Log out, move the app, block the window, keep the stash out of reach. You're not trying to become pure. You're trying to make the bad choice take 2 extra steps. What tends to happen is the craving drops. Then it returns later, and you repeat without drama. That repetition is the work, and the simplest next step is this. Pick one replacement action and one friction move, write them down, and use them the next time the wave hits. Addiction is a regulation problem, so you change the conditions of the loop instead of shaming yourself inside it. If you want the full decision gate protocol for urges and procrastination, watch the next video on building a minimum viable fallback plan and subscribe so you stop rebuilding the same system every Monday.